and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it is Saturday, and you know what that means. It's time for all the toy news of the week that interested me, that hopefully interests you, and light toy news. As you can imagine, it is Thanksgiving week, and happy Thanksgiving, or late Thanksgiving, to everybody that celebrated. Hopefully everybody's enjoying a couple of days off, if you're so lucky to get a couple of days off. But we're going to do the toy news this week, and as I said, a little bit slow. As you can imagine, a lot of toy companies, like everybody else, is off this week, but we do got some interesting news to dive into. We got some follow-ups on Powertown, the Powertown update. Stay tuned for that and a lot more here. But of course, we got to thank our friends over at jaystoysandgames.com. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 15% off of all in-stock items. But in a plot twist, it is the holiday season. You know they got a big deals going on right now. Huge deals in store if you're lucky enough to hit any of their 3 retail locations, and also online. So a lot of opportunities to get some deals, and deals for days. It is Black Friday. It is Black Friday weekend, so you know there's a lot of buying going on, and not just action figures, but people buy vacuums, TVs, stuff like that as well. But head over to Jay's Toys and Games this holiday season. Use code Kyle. Tell them Kyle sent you. There it is. But a lot going on right now, of course, on this very YouTube channel. Plenty of stuff to keep you busy. And I guess we'll start with the Patreon. Patreon giveaway. We got a new month here, December. We're knocking on the door of December. Can you believe that? We're coming to the end of the year. And with the end of the year comes best of videos. We do top 5, top 10s as we celebrate the best in action figures of 2025. We've already begun. We've probably done 4 or 5 best of videos. Some of the ones that you could do right now as we get closer to the end of December, once everything's unboxed, once everything's released by a lot of the major toy lines we unbox on the channel, we'll do our year-end countdowns. We'll take the winner from every single one of them, put them into a huge bracket, and find out truly what the best figure of 2025 is. So make sure you subscribe, as I always do say. But Patreon, of course, appreciate all the Patreon members, everybody supporting the channel. Did a fun video on Thanksgiving as Patreon exclusive, a little bit of my day job, a little bit of look behind the scenes of my day job. So if you want more on that side of the world, check that one out as well. But you guys know Patreon members, they get everything from both of my YouTube channels. They get that stuff early. So you get everything early. You get bonus content, bonus videos, glamour shots, you name it, it's all over there on Patreon and YouTube channel memberships if that's more your thing. But this month on Patreon, we got a new giveaway. Head over to Patreon. Some saying the figure of the year, Will Ospreay, AEW, Jazzwares Vault. This is the giveaway for the month of December. So if you don't have this Ospreay yet, or heck, you need another one, check out the Patreon, subscribe to the Patreon. Appreciate all the support over there. And like I said, a lot of stuff to keep you busy each and every day. Over on the Patreon, appreciate the support. Appreciate the support on the podcast. We did a special podcast video this week. A little Thanksgiving special. Talked all about Thanksgiving. Also got to thank everybody that wished me well in my cancer journey. Yes, I can't believe it. Here I am. Just a surviving cancer patient after surgery. So if you want gory details about poor Kyle and his cancer diagnosis, I guess you can check that out on the podcast. I won't bore you with it right here. But let's dive into the news this week. Ringside Fest 2025. I think the last couple of weeks on the channel, we've been saying, hey, where's Ringside Fest? Where's Ringside Fest? Well, it was this week, and I did a full recap video on Ringside Fest 2025. Check out the video if you've not already. A lot of people still groaning like, why was it via Zoom? Why wasn't it in person? Why wasn't it this or that? Well, at the end of the day, follow the money, Jesse Ventura style. It all comes down to budget and what does Mattel and Ringside want to put into this. Some years they go all out when they go to the beach shop or they rent a spot in New York City. Other times you have to take the Zoom, but the Zoom's better than nothing. I think he gets the point across, and I think it's just fine for what it is. So check out Ringside Fest for all the reveals. Got to think New Jack is the one that stole a lot of hearts there. New Jack stealing hearts even after death, as we can see. A lot of people surprised by that. I've even seen a couple of people saying, well, they released New Jack. I wonder if they'll release Chris Benoit. Now, come on. Come on, people. What are we doing? I don't see that ever happening. But we do got New Jack coming, and I'm here for it. An ECW fan from the old days. I'm here for a New Jack figure. We had him in the OSFTM line once upon a time. And, of course, we had him from FTC. Never forget that one. But now we're going to get a Mattel Defining Moments New Jack. I think it was Defining Moments they said it was going to be. So can't wait to see that. Maybe it wasn't Defining Moments. I don't know. It's coming as a Ringside exclusive in the future, so be ready for that. We also saw just yesterday, Mattel Creations announced a drop on 12/13. That'd be December 13th. There will be an order going up, and a lot of people wondering what that could possibly be, as we do know that is the day of John Cena's last match. To me, there's two possibilities. Could it be John Cena related? That makes a lot of sense, being his final match. Or could it be Jesse the Body Ventura related? We do know there's a Mattel Creations exclusive. We saw it at San Diego Comic-Con. And I believe talking to Bill at San Diego Comic-Con, he thought there was a chance we'd have that in hand before the year was up. Doesn't look like that's probably going to be the case, but maybe early in January possibly. So could this be the Jesse Ventura and it ships, a couple weeks after that? Could that be that? Or could it be maybe that WrestleMania John Cena with the black shirt that was only available at the WrestleMania store? The rest were supposed to go to Walmart or Mattel Creations. It never happened, and everybody's wondering what the heck happened to that figure. Could that be the announcement for the 13th? Could we get that? I know the Jesse's coming. We all know the Jesse's coming. We don't know what's going on with that John Cena with the black shirt. I would absolutely love it if that was the thing to coordinate with John Cena's last match. It feels like it makes sense, but I guess we'll find out sooner rather than later what the item going up for sale, maybe pre-order on 12/13 is. Cena, Ventura, something else. We'll find out. But we did get some more wrestling news this week, and it was pretty a wrestling-heavy week this week. We did see Pro Wrestling Tees somewhere in the middle of the night after the Full Gear pay-per-view. I was long in bed, woke up to it in the morning. It was a 1 of 3,000 Swerve Strickland. We knew this one was coming. We just didn't know where. Makes sense they waited for his return to kind of announce it at the same time. Not too big of a fan of the price point on this one. They have jacked the price up, and in all honesty, it's basically the same Swerve figures we've had in the past with a jacket. So getting the most out of your molds with a little bit of a twist. It is what it is, but 1 of 3,000. I did order one. I wonder if I waited if I could get a sale on that in the future. I don't know, but it is Pro Wrestling Tees. Exclusive 1 of 3,000 Swerve. Is what it is. But we weren't done with the Ring of Honor and AEW figures this week, or Vault figures, as the Vault did announce, in a weird plot twist here, a pre-order item going up on December 3rd. It is a 2-pack from a Ring of Honor pay-per-view, Matt Cardona versus Chris Jericho. Now, this isn't in stock. This isn't shipping now. This is going to ship September 2026. So, not sure why. We haven't really had that from Jazzwares in the past. Usually everything's pretty much right there or coming very, very soon. Feels weird that this is almost a year out. Not sure what that means, if I'm reading too much into that or what, but I am happy we're getting this 2-pack. Matt Cardona's real happy we're getting this 2-pack. He'll have a Ring of Honor figure, technically, in the Jazzwares style here. But that is going up for pre-order on Jazzwares Vault December 3rd. Be there or be square, or something like that. Moving on to some other toy lines this week. Grapplers and Gimmicks coming very soon over at Hassel Toy. Go to the website there. Heath Slater Retro. Mongo McMichael, of course, recently passed away. Going to be cool to finally get a Mongo figure. The Sandman, another ECW original. We talked about New Jack earlier. And the Godwins, which we already unboxed on the channel. Check out that video if you did miss that one. Love that Godwin set. Those are going up for sale on Hassel Toys very, very soon, so be on the lookout for those, of course. We also saw this week Heels and Faces. Now, we know about Zombie Sailor Toys, Heels and Faces. We know about the Pinnacle Collection as well. Hoping to see those Pinnacle Collection figures show up this year. It's going to be interesting. I'm actually waiting to put my list together for Miscellaneous Figure Top 10 Wrestling Edition. Waiting to see if these Pinnacles arrive this year. Last week or 2 weeks ago, What Is Time, he did send a note out. Make sure your addresses are correct. So I'm hopeful we get these by Christmas. That's what he did say. I think it was November, December is what we were promised. But we know how that goes in the action figure game. Just ask Powertown, am I right, Todd? And we'll get to them in a little bit. But hopefully the Pinnacle Collection does land early December is what I'd like, but hopefully by the end of December would be nice. So we'll wait on that. But speaking of the Pinnacle Collection, right after the Ringside Fest, Zombie Sailor could not wait. He put up the New Jack figure for sale. and a lot of buzz on this new Jack, and him basically saying, hey, I'm better than Mattel's, all this kind of stuff. The minute Pinnacle 1's in everybody's hand, we're going to put this up for pre-order. Get after it there. And I see what Zombie's doing as a businessman. A lot of people took issue with that, like he's trying to steal the thunder from Mattel. Well, you can put the business hat on and say he's trying to capitalize on the thunder from Mattel with what he believes, and guess what? Zombie should believe he has a superior figure. Obviously, the devil's in the details. Once we get them at the table to review, or you get to review them, you can decide which one is better. But of course, Zombie's going to say, hey, mine's better. Mine's more detailed. All that kind of stuff. Because guess what? He profits off that. Follow the money. Have I not taught you guys anything yet? But follow the money at the end of the day. So obviously, Zombie Sailor's going to say he's got the greatest new Jack figure. He's obviously going to try to promote it right on the heels of Mattel. It's a little bit one of those things where nobody knew that was coming from Mattel, so Zombie just had to throw that out there real quick to capitalize. We saw something very recently with Pro Wrestling Tees and their O-ring figures that aren't really O-ring figures. That got announced, and Sean from KWK was working on his O-ring line, kind of got his thunder stole a little bit, so he had to move his announcement up saying mine is coming on the same time there. Because you got to capitalize on that. That's an opportunity for promotion. Always be promotion, always be moving, always be shaking. So I don't fault Zombie Sailor for putting that stuff out, but New Jack, some people thought it was bad taste to say, oh, he's trying to steal the Mattel thunder. He's trying to capitalize and get a part of that thunder there. So say what you want. At the end of the day, it's business. Follow the money, as I always say. And that's what Zombie's doing. A lot of head sculpts on this one. A very good looking New Jack. We'll see how these pinnacles are once they're in hand. It'll be interesting. You know there's going to be people say it's way better. There's going to be people say Mattel's way better. Comes down to you like what you like, you don't what you don't. But we do got New Jack coming in 2026 from 2 different toy lines. And I do feel bad for Zombie Sailor. And at the same time, I don't feel bad, but you know, he had the Brian Pillman figure, and now Mattel has stole a lot of thunder with that one. Now you got the New Jack issue. A lot of thunder's been stolen with that one. Don't forget King Kong Bundy, which we unboxed on the channel this week. Check that out. A lot of thunder stolen from that one. Really does hurt him, but at the same time, I guess you could say, well, Zombie, you better pay more money to speed up the process so we can get these figures a little bit faster so you can beat Mattel to the punch. Because let's be honest, I know there's a lot of people say, oh, they're different figures, different whatever, people are going to buy them. There's a lot of collectors. You might be one of them, said, I just got the LJN Coliseum Collection King Kong Bundy. I'm not even going to pay attention to the Pinnacle one because it's more expensive and I already got this Bundy. I don't need it. People are going to say the same thing with the Brian Pillman, same thing with the New Jack. He's going to lose some sales out of this. It's just the hard facts there. It's unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is business at the end of the day. But hopefully Zombie, with some of this talent, he can move it up a little bit, because we know Jeff Jarrett's got more figures probably coming around the corner. So we got to be careful with that. These long lead times, all that rigmarole, it can hurt you in the business at the end of the day. If you keep working on something, trying to make it perfect, it ends up being one of those things. It's like, I forget what that movie was. It was like an animation movie that took like 50 years to make. Well, that's what happens. You take 50 years and people die, people move on, people don't care as much. And that's a bit extreme, but kind of the same process there. Whoa, 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 stop the Black Friday clock. Here we are, Black Friday afternoon, filming this. And you won't believe it, I got the toy news filmed yesterday. I said, there's no way there's going to be toy news on Black Friday. I'm going to get up early. I'm going to go to jaystoysandgames.com. I'm going to go to 3 locations, try to find something out there and save 25%. I did just that. More on that in the future. But I said there'd be no toy news today, and then here we are, Black Friday afternoon. I'm making an addition to the toy news video because Ringside Collectibles came in extra hot Friday morning with the announcement of the latest in their classic Superstars Unsanctioned line. Legion of Doom last year, Demolition this year. That caught me by surprise, but it's an interesting one as well. Because in this very video, I talked about Zombie Sailor, and I talked about, Brian Pillman, New Jack, things like that, King Kong Bundy, coming to the table with there and Mattel beating him to the punch. Well, now we had Ringside, who you got to imagine these Demolition figures took about a year, and I'm sure when they started them, they didn't realize they were coming back to Mattel, and now you got basically Ringside and Mattel's versions dropping at the same time. Mattel's are supposed to be in stock at Ringside in early December. But I am happy to announce and happy to say, I don't know if I'm announcing it, but I am, in this video at least, that the Ringside Classic Superstars Unsanctioned versions shipping right now. So we should have those in hand next week. So they're going to beat Mattel to the punch just barely by a couple of weeks, at least via Ringside. But as far as stores go, by a couple of months, but we are getting Demolition. It is pretty exciting, and I'm of the camp that I can never have enough Demolition figures. Maybe you're in that camp as well, but give me all the Demolition. I'm here for Axe and Smash all day long, and bring Crush in too. I don't care. I'm welcoming Crush in as well. But these look good. They're going to be just like the Legion of Doom style figures. We got the red and silver as the standard. The variant edition, though, in the black and yellow face paint. Removable masks, removable outfits, all the bells and whistles you want with Demolition. I'm here for this. Like I said, I'm in the camp. You can never have enough Demolition, but it's going to be a natural comparison to the Mattels, especially releasing around the same time. So, man, if you're a Demolition fan, things are heating up between Latuni, the big rubber guys, Mattel, now Ringside Collectibles. But wait, there's more. Ringside Collectibles, the bell-to-bell editions, they're versions of the WWE Superstars, Remco-style figures. We got Demolition coming over there as well. So we're playing so many Demolition hits. It's going to make our head spin. Those are in stock right now as well. Man, oh man, Demolition fever here as we close out 2025. And it'll be interesting to see where those Demolition unsanctioned figures go, as we'll be doing the best of lists at the end of the year here, as we got a month left in the year, give or take a couple of days. And we'll see where they land in the miscellaneous category. So I'm excited for these Demolition figures. Can't wait to see what's going on here. And then I can't wait to see what Ringside might have for us next time. I don't know if it'll be a yearly figure release. I guess we'll find out next year, possibly. But the bell-to-bells are as well are up for pre-order, up for order right now. I shouldn't say pre-order, up for order, shipping out. And once again, the Superstars line from Mattel coming out right now. So see that once again. But we're not done with tag teams. Mitch over there, Grapplers and Gimmicks, the first ever Regime figures are finally shipping right now. They are up on his website, Hastel Toy. You got the Godwins, 2-pack of the Godwins. Very interesting on these figures. I know the price point's a little stiff, $119. We all understand in this point of time that, it's not Mattel. He doesn't have the resources of Mattel, so it's going to be more expensive. But early feedback is way too expensive. I guess you can't really figure that out until they're in hands, but it's going to be a tough sell because that is a tough price point. The Godwins, let's be honest, they're not the Legion of Doom. They're not the Steiner brothers. You got to take that business step back. And then it is the holiday season. If you're like me, the finances are going out the door left and right. You know what my wife's Target bill this month was? And I'm saying my wife's. And yeah, she bought some groceries along the way. $2,600 at Target this month. And I think $2,500 of that was Starbucks. I'm pretty sure, but you save 5% with that red card. So you got to go there for Starbucks. But a tough, stiff month. It's a stiff month, Todd McFarlane. I'm going to need a loan from you, I think, is what I'm going to need to do. But Angie eating good, apparently, and having a lot of fun at Target and my account. So that's the way it goes. But those Godwins, pretty expensive, $119. But man, oh man, we need Godwin Elite style figures. So you have to see in the future how they scale with some of the other toy lines around that. I know people want Elite style, so we'll see how close they got to that as well. So tag team division coming up good on Black Friday with a little Black Friday update. Done with Zombie Sailor, Heels and Faces, big Black Friday sale over there. I had to jump in on the Legion of Doom, the Road Warriors Hawk and Animal 2-pack. $100, which a lot of people did not like the price point on that. I totally understand it, but Zombie, he's been saying since get-go, the most detailed. They got the chains in there. I get it. They put extra work into it. However, that extra price point that comes with it turns a lot of people off. I'm here for it. I'm Road Warriors. I really wanted to get 2 of these, and I said, you know what? Finances. I'm only going to get 1. I'm going to open it here on the channel. I would love to have a second set, but I just don't think that's going to be in the plans here. Maybe if there's a deal one day, we'll see what happens. An interesting 2-pack, though. I can't wait to get those on the table. Now, a lot of people thought they'd be in hand for Christmas. Once again, sounds like late January, early February. I would probably call it February is when those are going to come. Same thing with the Evil Dead figures. I ordered the other 3 I needed for those on Zombie Sailor holiday thing. So it is what it is. We'll see where it goes with Heels and Faces, Pinnacle, and the retro style figures. Be interesting where it goes. But speaking of retro style figures, how about we move over to Matt Maniacs and Matt Maniacs WrestleCade exclusive Demolition this weekend up for sale over there at WrestleCade. Hopefully people are out there having a lot of fun. Did unbox that on the channel. Check it out if you missed it. But the Matt Maniacs Demolition Axe and Smash retro figures, we unboxed that on the channel. There was also a little bit of an announcement and a little controversial, not terribly, but you got an Earl and Dave Hebner 2-pack. Gotta get the most out of your molds. They're a little bit different, but we see what they're doing there. But it is kind of fun, and I'm sure Earl and, of course, Dave passed away, but Earl's going to enjoy that 2-pack. It'd be nice to be remembered with you and your brother in a 2-pack, so I don't fault that at all. So we get another 2-pack there from Matt Maniacs. We'll be on the lookout for that one. Out of left field this week, I thought they were all done with Series 1, but we got a special release from My Fandom around the corner, and it is WCW Superstar Once Upon a Time, the man with the sideburns that would make Michael Nesmith blush. It is Lash LaRue. Lash LaRue coming to the My Fandom line. I think this one gets my interest more than some of this Northeast indie talent that I've never heard of, in all honesty. Crowbar was an interesting one, but be it a modern day Crowbar in the line. But I like the idea of the Lash LaRue right here. So there could be some meat on the bone here if you can get more characters like a Lash LaRue in this line. We'll see where that goes, but that's part of the My Fandom, I guess, special edition series is what we're looking at with that one there. How about we move our attention over to Latuni? Latuni always has something cooking. It's either Andre the Giant, Macho Man, Demolition, or possibly the Road Warriors, as we do know. And we got an Everest edition Animal. No Hawk at this point, but very limited 1 of 100 Latuni, obviously exclusive to his website. Check it out if you're looking for a first time in the line, never before seen outfit for Animal in the Everest edition, limited to 100 over there at Latuni.com. Check it out if you have not already. We also saw this week a little glamour shot, a little comparison shot to the Macho Man Big Rubber Guy with the Adam Copeland Big Rubber Guy that's just got a couple of days left on the pre-order over there at Pro Wrestling Tees. So if you're after that Adam Copeland Big Rubber Guy, head over to Pro Wrestling Tees as well. We saw that there. But now it's time. The one everybody's been waiting for, Todd McFarlane. We've all been waiting around the Thanksgiving table. I can only imagine at Thanksgiving. I'm sure this was a conversation, a hot topic at everybody's. Nobody was talking politics. Nobody was talking religion. Nobody was talking about Aunt Nancy that didn't show up to Thanksgiving. No. They were talking about Powertown, and I'm here for it with the Powertown update.
Are you ready for pain? Are you ready for suffering?
Here we are. We got the Powertown update, and Jesse Ventura and myself, we're all fired up for a little Powertown because we were all extremely excited. I don't know if it was like you guys. Todd, I don't think you ordered any of these. But just yesterday, the day before Thanksgiving, once again, I'm filming this on Thanksgiving here today. Got my Thanksgiving sweatshirt on. I'm ready to go. It's the holiday season after all. But just yesterday at my post office, I had a little delivery, and it was Powertown. It was the Ultras Series 2. It was the TNA figures. It was the Remcos. I had them all. They all came to the door. Yeah, maybe not. But we do remember Magnum TA, I think it was in September timeframe, said, hey, Remcos will be here by the end of September and you'll have everything by Thanksgiving. Well, unfortunately, by the time you're watching this, Thanksgiving has come and gone and there hasn't been a peep out of Magnum TA since that disastrous podcast appearance on YouTube where they did more harm than good. I said it the last couple of weeks, I fully expect nothing from Powertown this year, and I really have no hope as next year. I don't know what's going to happen. I've had so many people email me, Kyle, are you starting a class action lawsuit? Let's be honest here. Let's talk turkey. Let's talk turkey. Tom McFarlane, I'll defer to you. You're a businessman as well. Now, people are saying, let's do this class action lawsuit. And I understand why people want to do that. There's people out a lot of money. At one time, I had like $1,000 in Powertown. They did ship the Matt and Brian pack. I'd have to, I guess you can add up the money. Whatever the Remco, TNA Ultra Series 2, and the TNA cost, that's how much money they owe me right now. And they've been sitting on my money for over a year at this point. It's horrible. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think they're done as a company. I know they said they're going to move to the move away from the pre-order model in the future, but I don't think there'll be a model there in the future. There's a lot of rumors they have the Karate Kid license going around. I mean, does anybody want Remco or TNA Ultra or Ultra style Karate Kid figures? Mr. Miyagi? Maybe we do. I don't know. But there's a lot of rumors going on over there. But let's be honest, they're not going to deliver any of this stuff. It's not going to happen. Shame on Magnum. Shame on all them. They said we'd have them by Thanksgiving. Here it is. It's come and gone.
No fair.
And we've had nothing from Magnum, had nothing from the company at all. Steve Rosenthal, they said leave him alone. Nobody ever answered what was up with that. But he is messaging with people in Messenger saying, hey, thanks for the wait and all this kind of... I don't know what's going on. Nobody seems to know what's going on. I've been championing this issue, this cause for multiple years here. I've thought there was something crooked from the get-go with them. Even when everybody was celebrating Series 1, I said, something doesn't smell right, and I've voiced it each and every week in the toy news here. And once again, we're getting nowhere. We are getting nowhere with this Powertown stuff. No communication, just more lies, false hopes, false promises, etc. Nothing out of them. However, in a plot twist here, Todd McFarlane, I did just get a message sent to me from one Greg Gagne.
Greg Gagne, and I'm in a rage. I want Brody, and I want him in a cage. Woo!
And yes, as we can see, Greg Gagne is in a rage this Thanksgiving, and he's drudging up the past, I guess. For some reason, he wants Brody in the cage, and that could be a personal shot at good friend of the channel, Brody Frost, the heir apparent to my channel. I've talked about it in the past. When I do hang up the boots here, probably sooner than later, if I make it, we'll see what happens. But he's going to take over the channel for us here, and he wants Brody in a cage, and I can only assume it's that Brody, Todd McFarlane, because Bruiser Brody has passed away. But Greg Gagne on Planet Gagne. It's like Planet Stasiak, but a little constellation away, I think is what that is. But nothing from Greg Gagne either. Just shenanigans aplenty. And let's be thankful for our health. I can attest to that a little bit here. But also thankful to everything we do get, as there's a lot of good in action figures, and things like this Powertown really drags the scene down, drags everything down. So we gotta celebrate what does go well, but never forget what goes bad. And man, nothing has went worse in my 5 years on YouTube than this whole Powertown disaster. Hey, I got no problems. I don't live too far from Greg Gagne. I'll take a trip up there. Greg and I can sit down. I'll ask all the tough questions. I'll talk one-on-one. I'll be nice about it. I'm always nice. I'm a beautiful man. I won't mention how my dad didn't like Greg Gagne back in the day, and I won't tell that story to him, but we can go on and on about Powertown, and I would love to converse with those guys and put it all out there. We'll see. I don't think we should hold our breath for that. But the Powertown update, once again, guess what? No update, but we got to bring it up until you, and myself, most importantly myself, gets these figures, or at least gets our money back. And to go circle back to the beginning of the lawsuit stuff, Kyle, why don't you do a class action lawsuit? I don't have time, and then you have to pay money for a lawyer, hoping you're going to get money on the back end.
Hi, I'm attorney at law, Zach Wild, and I'm here to fight for you.
You think Powertown has any money? They're not going to get any money from them. The lawyer will get paid by me and everybody else, and then there'll be no money on the back end. They'll go bankrupt, they'll just disappear, and it'll be all for naught. I don't have the time to divide into that and to get involved in that and do all the work that it would take for that. Somebody else wants to do it, hey, I'll sign my name to it, as many other will, but I'm not going to be the hero on that one. I'm not going to go. I just don't have the time. I don't have the energy. And at the end of the day, it was $1,000. Let's say it's $800, $900 they owe me. I'm just going to take the loss. I know not everybody is going to take the loss and take it well. I'm not going to take it well, obviously. I'm going down fighting.
Good.
But it's $900. If they owed me $9,000 or $19,000 or whatever it may be, I'd probably sit there and fight. But not that $900 doesn't mean a lot to me. I'd love to have $900 in my wallet or right here at the table. I'd love to have that right now. But for the juice, is it worth the squeeze? Probably not. And I think that's where most people are. And in the grand scheme of things, we had 100 people that ordered Powertown stuff. I mean, I think that's part of the problem. They didn't meet their minimum order requirements, and that's a huge issue that they had. So you got 100 people that are out money, and most people didn't buy everything. What's the grand total here? And I think that's a little bit of the birth of the problem of Powertown. They didn't have enough money coming in, as much money as they hoped to be coming in. Put them in this process, the broken figures, having to replace those, so on, so on. We could write a book about it. I don't know, maybe one day. But there's the Powertown update. Long-winded, a lot of fun, let me tell you.
I don't understand. Banging out what, pots and pans or what? It's after midnight. People are trying to sleep. Stop. Stop it.
But now we move over to some other stuff, and really outside of wrestling, no toy news this week. NECA, the only thing I saw of interest, Blind Box Series 2 Chucky. I never dived into Series 1. I never came across a full case of Chuckies because I wouldn't want doubles. I'd want to buy the whole case at once, and I've seen them at retail, never seen them totally full, and I've seen some people take the package out and just leave the packaging, take the Chucky out, and that's dirty pool as well. But we got Series 2 around the corner, so if you're after these Chuckies, you know what to do. You know what to do. And then last but certainly not least, Todd McFarlane, I did get a little video clip from your Thanksgiving celebration down in Arizona. dance just like David Hasselhoff, Todd McFarlane. I thought that wig touch you wore on Thanksgiving, your Thanksgiving tradition where you always wear that big bushy wig. It looks like it's from the early 80s. I don't know, that camera. What'd you record that on? Old school VHS camera? I don't know, but Todd having a lot of fun for Thanksgiving, and you're Canadian. Your Thanksgiving already happened, but it's good to see Todd in the spirit, as he is quasi-American. You're one of my favorite foreigners. No, I scratch that. You're my favorite foreigner. He's my favorite foreigner. Outside of course, Cold as Ice foreigner, maybe. I don't like them. I'm not a foreigner guy. Don't like Boston either. Kansas, don't like any of them. Don't Chicago, get out of here. Get those out of there. That's a story for another day. But Todd, having a good Thanksgiving. Good for you. No real updates from Todd McFarlane this week, though. I was a little surprised by that. Nothing really going on over there. A couple of sales like everybody else, but no real news. But we'll see. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. As we gear up towards Christmas, we gear up towards the end of the year. You got to imagine we got a lot of sales on the horizon from every toy company, from every retailer, big box retailer, and all points in between. This is the time of year you long gamers, you mount up and you get the deals out there on stuff you passed on. You can now possibly get a little bit cheaper. If you're smart with your money, know what you're doing, unlike me, of course. But check it out, and that's about it. And that's it for this Thanksgiving edition of the Toy News. What are you thankful for? What did you do for Thanksgiving? What did you find exciting this week? Are you all excited about New Jack? Are you stapling the turkey? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bell, as we got videos every single day. And then some. We got even more content for you on Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. You know all about that. Check out the Will Ospreay giveaway this month. Don't forget Sir Paul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, and TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. Conveniently enough, the name of my podcast, The Kyle Peterson Show, each and every single Tuesday, wherever podcasts are found, with video cast on YouTube. Check out this very special Thanksgiving episode this week. You can hear all about my sordid medical tales. Ugh, I'm still angry about it, but it's the way it goes. That is life, as they do say. But hopefully everybody had a good Thanksgiving. Hopefully everybody has a good Thanksgiving weekend. You know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling to continue on a Thanksgiving weekend.
Well, are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?
We're going to